Hi, hey there, this is Scott, the Skincare Sherpa, and before I get into my regular spiel, I want to make sure you know that you are amazing, that you got this, that you know what you need to know, you're doing what you need to do to make your dreams become a reality. Hopefully, I will play some small role in that, but like I said, I'll tell you why I said that here in a second, but I'm the Skincare Sherpa, and I am your guide to starting and growing a successful skincare, hair care, body care, or pet care brand. And hopefully you're not just going to start it and grow it. You're going to make a lot of money. And at the end of the day, you may choose to sell it and you may not choose to sell it. But whatever you choose, you're going to be happy with what you have done. I said those things that I said a minute ago because I've been creating these videos for you and talking a lot about label requirements and pictures and research and Amazon and all these other things. I'm not even sure what I've said because I've recorded a lot of videos that may not have been published by the time you're listening to this one. You may not have watched more, but I just thought it was time to stop, take a break, and celebrate you, celebrate what you've done, celebrate what we're doing together, and give you encouragement, a little pep talk so that you don't quit. It can be challenging at times, and trust me, I know I've been there. I've felt what you're feeling right now if you are indeed feeling overwhelmed. But like I said before, you got this. My little backstory real quick is I started a skincare brand at the end of 2014. I grew it. I added on a bunch of different products, probably wound up having 8 different products at the end of the day. And then I wound up selling it about 6 or 7 years after I started it. And it was great. And of course, Bernie the blower is out there blowing outside of my window. So please forgive that. But yeah, and so during that process, while I started and I was growing the business, I don't know if I mentioned that I ultimately wound up selling that brand to a private equity company for 7 figures. So that was a great thing. I'm gonna pause this for a second till the blower goes by and come back in 1 second. Okay, he stopped for a minute or moved far enough away. I swear there must be some beacon or strobe light or something on top of my place that lets Bernie the blower know when I'm recording, because I record at all different times of the day, but it never fails. I start recording and Bernie's going to come blowing something. But anyway, back to where I was. I sold, and that was a great day. Money hits the bank account. Everything is good. But up until that point, especially at the beginning, I mean, if you could see into the future that was going to happen, I might not have had these worries. But I, like you, starting the brand, growing the brand is just one thing after another, and especially starting it, you're not sure that any of this is going to work. You're not sure that people are going to buy anything. You have no idea what you're doing, and you're just kind of putting one foot in front of the other, which is what I'm encouraging you to do as we're climbing this mountain. One foot in front of the other is all you can do. And especially when you can't see, they say you're walking down the stairs into a dark basement or something like that. You can't see all the way down to the basement or up to the top, if we want to use that analogy. All you can see is the next step in front of you. And so that's all that we can do. Just keep on taking the next step, keep on taking the next step and the next step. And so I just wanted to make this short recording for you just to let you know that I know what you're going through. I've been there myself. I even have those same doubts as I'm building these couple of new skincare brands that I'm trying to build. And so it's always something that you're fighting, but I think that is the plight, never use that word, but plight of the entrepreneur. We have fears, we have doubts, but ultimately we get up every day and we try our best to make it happen. One of the things that you may be experiencing that I did was fear of failure. And because of that fear of failure, it can always also be paralyzing, and you just wind up not doing anything or taking really too long to get things done. Procrastinating, that's the word. And what I want you to remember is that failure is just a natural part of the learning process. There's really no such thing as failure. I like to look at it either you're learning new things and you're eliminating options. So you try something, it doesn't work. I never say, "Oh, I'm a failure," or "Oh, that I may say the thing failed." But I always try to look at it as, well, I learned that, when I run a Facebook ad and target these 18 to 22-year-olds, that they are not really interested in skincare products. They're worried about something else. I don't know what they're worried about, but that ad didn't work. And so I realized that ad didn't work. I don't consider myself a failure because of it. And when you do something like that, don't consider yourself a failure because of it. What it tells you is that you learned something. You learned that group is not the right group, or that message wasn't the right message, or that the offer wasn't the right offer. It could be any number of things, and it just helps you eliminate things. So once you realize that the way you positioned it wasn't the right way to position it, that gives you information to change your positioning to find out something that does work. 18 to 22-year-olds may not work, but 25 to 35-year-olds may work. And so never look at it as failure. But what you do have when you learn your lesson, just remember to heed that lesson. It doesn't make sense to learn that 18 to 22-year-olds aren't going to buy, and then you keep on trying to sell things to 18 to 22-year-olds. Just got to make sure you learn your lesson and keep moving forward. And then I would even encourage you to fail, not look forward to failure, not try to fail, but if you are going to fail fast and fail forward. You want to be failing in motion. We're climbing this mountain, trying to get to the top of the skincare brand mountain. And if you're going to fall, we're trying to get to the top. So if you're going to fall going up the mountain. Put one foot in front of the other and trip on a rock, but you're falling forward. And you want to fail fast because you get the failures out of the way quickly. You don't want to find out that 18 to 22-year-olds are not your target market when you're 6 months in. You want to find that out in week 1, in week 2, so that you can make adjustments, course corrections, and then keep on moving towards the top, towards the summit. And so just always remember to look at failure as an opportunity for you to learn something and as an opportunity to grow. Also, you may be feeling that you're not good enough. And a part of that is imposter syndrome. But just remember that you have unique strengths. You also have unique weaknesses, just like I have strengths and weaknesses. And focus on your strengths. And in this day and age, there's so many people out there that can help you with your weaknesses for very, very little money. So I am not the most creative person. I like details. I like details and checklists and attention to detail, those kind of things. And so I focus on those things when I'm building something or working with somebody or trying to create something, create a product. But the creative side is I'm terrible at that. The part where you're trying to design something and have it look aesthetically pleasing to the eye and all these things, fonts and colors and all that kind of stuff. I'm terrible at that. I mean, I just say, hey, you just have a bottle and write serum on it, and then that should be good enough, because it's not about how it looks, it's about how it works. I'm into the details of how it works and what the ingredients are in it, and are those ingredients going to be helpful, what they're going to do, how I can market each one of those unique ingredients. But the packaging and the design is not my thing. But there are so many people out there that is their thing, and they're great at it. And so I don't waste my time trying to do it for one or dragging my feet on it. I just look for somebody online on a place like Fiverr or Freelancer, or some places where you can swap out things. We talked about design already, so I won't get into that. But you can cheaply and easily and quickly find someone whose strengths are your weaknesses, and then just pull them pull them onto your virtual team so that whenever you need something, once you find somebody good, I always try to keep them around as long as possible, because I don't have enough full-time work for someone. But when I know I need something, I reach back out to the same people all the time. And so be sure to focus on your strengths and outsource your weaknesses, because one of the things that drags people down is themselves trying to do their weaknesses, and then you just procrastinate and then nothing gets done, and then it just drags and drags and drags. So just remember that people are out there who would love to do the things that you don't want to do, and they will do them for very little money. They'll do them cheaply. And you also have to remember that many of us want to make things perfect, and I have that problem often, but I tell myself good is good enough. I'm trying to get something out the door, and I need to make sure it's perfect, and I want to make sure it's linked up perfectly with this software, and that everything is just right, and that is ultimately not going to serve you. It hasn't served me, because that just delays the process. It just slows things down, and you're not going to get to where you want to get to in a reasonable amount of time. So I would encourage you to leave the perfection hat at the door and just get done what you can get done. And then there's always time to worry about it later. Once you see that something is working, then you can always change it. Not change it, but you see something is working, then double down on that. You find out that the 25 to 35-year-old is your audience, then you could try to find those people in different places. Or if you're sending a message to those 25 to 35-year-olds and the wording isn't quite right, send out that something at 80% solution. You'll get an indication if it is, and then you'll realize, okay, hey, so I can make this a little bit better and go after them instead of trying to craft the perfect message, 100% solution. In order for them to be happy, just go with what you have. So also, I want you to remember that it's part of the pep talk. Remember that you are really out there to help people. You got into this because you wanted to do two things, I'm assuming: help people, and you wanted to make money. And they kind of go hand in hand, and there doesn't have to be one without the other. Some people will make you feel that capitalism is a bad thing, that we should not be trying to make money. It's not fair to other people when you're making money, but I don't believe that to be true. I think that you can help people and make money at the same time. Someone said, I'm not sure it was, but if you could have everything you want in life as long as you help other people get what they want in life. And skincare and the audiences that you're building are one way to do that. People really care about how they look and how they feel. And skincare, hair care, body care, and pet care to some extent help people do that. They help people feel better about themselves, give them more confidence, help them achieve their goals. All those type of things are done through simple skincare products. And depending on the audiences that you're building, that is also useful for people. You're building a community, and in there people relying on each other. Everyone speaks the same language, and it can be really isolating nowadays. But as you're building your community and finding out the products that those communities want, you're not just selling them products. You're really building a community. It's kind of like family to them. So that's a great thing as well. And also the other good thing about it is it gives you a reason to put your message out in the world. A lot of people come up with these products because they want to scratch their own itch, and it's usually because there's a lack in the market out there for whatever the product is. You haven't found a product, you have eczema, but the problem is that most eczema products are not good if you want to go to the beach. I don't know, I'm making up stuff. You have eczema, you go to the beach, and that water, you're in the sand and the salt water irritates you, and you create an eczema product that's special for people who want to go to the beach and not have they have sensitive skin and don't want to get it irritated. So that is really helpful to thousands and thousands of people who haven't been able to go to the beach because they have eczema and they have this problem with sensitive skin. So you are making an impact with these people, and you're giving these people by building and growing your audience, giving them an outlet, sharing information with them, tips and tricks on things that might help them, and your skincare product that's totally designed for them in mind. And so just be sure to remember that we're not doing this just for no reason, that we're really out here trying to make a positive impact in people's lives and make their life better. The other thing that I want you to remember is that this brand is kind of a reflection of you and your core values. For me, when I remember that, and I would consider that all the time, I'd want to put my best into it. I would want to put my best foot forward, come out something that really represented me. And one of the things that I'm thinking about with the spiritual product, Awaken Skincare product, is that it helps me help people, help me help you kind of idea, help people really get closer to what they're here for, to the divine, the spiritual aspect of things. Like I said before, it's a community for people to be a part of. And so it led to me, I am into spirituality myself. It's helped me in life. It helped me in business. And I can relay that message to the people in the audience through, like I said before, through information, through just my personal story, and through the products that I am releasing to that market. And so I just want you to remember also that that this entrepreneurship and this brand that you're building is a journey. It's not going to be, no one is successful overnight. The path to success takes many turns and bends, and there's no straight line to it. But I'm sure you're finding it exciting, even though challenging, that you're exciting. What you see at the top of the mountain looks good. And I can tell you that it is good, and it's well worth it. It gives you the financial freedom that we've talked about before, and it gives you the time freedom that I know you want. And so these really can be exciting times, but like I said, challenging times. But when you're starting a business, there's a mix of excitement and whatever the opposite of excitement is, the challenge part of it. And you just have to embrace the ups and downs. If there was no downs, there would be no ups. So just make sure you remember that, because any successful entrepreneur out there has had some challenging times. I mean, you look at any of them, Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, at the top, they had it rough for a period of time. And so just remember, there's going to be ups and downs. And the other thing that you have to do is embrace that there are going to be setbacks. Setbacks are an inevitable part of the journey. You just have to be resilient. You have to keep your eye on the prize, as they say. Know that mountaintop is there, even if you can't see it, even if you're tired, even if you want to just go lay down, halfway or at the base of the mountain, you just feel like laying down. Just get up and keep going. There'll be mistakes. There'll be valleys, rocks, all kinds of things in your way. But as long as you keep your eye on the prize, you can get there, and we can get there together. So with that, I will leave you. Just remember, I'm not leaving you yet. Wait, I just want you to know you can do it. You have to just keep on putting one foot in front of the other. Believe me, I know how you feel if you're feeling overwhelmed. I felt overwhelmed as well, but I just put one foot in front of the other. And I tell you, if I can do it, I am not the smartest person on the planet. Far from it. And I made it happen. And I'm doing it again. And I have a little bit more confidence this time, but still that doubt creeps in. So just remember, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You're smart enough. You have the resources. Follow along with these videos. I'm here to help, here to guide you. And it can happen. You also can create a really successful skincare brand that impacts a lot of other people through the community and through their product. So you just need to believe in yourself like I believe in you, and we can get there together. We'll keep climbing this mountain together, and I guarantee you it will all be worth it. So if you are watching this on YouTube, click that like button, stomp on the subscribe button, And I will leave you at that. You got this. We got this. And let's keep climbing.